everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Comics. Anyways, yes, I have some new number ones to talk about this week, but before I get into that, I want to talk about this mysterious pink hooded woman that's been appearing in all of them. She first appeared in Flashpoint number 5, and she was guiding Barry Allen from the old DCU to the new DCU. At first, when I saw this pink hooded woman, I thought she was just some character that appeared in an earlier story, not later, that I'd never read. But apparently, nobody knew who this woman was, nobody knew what she was doing or what her purpose was. But now the mystery thickens because she has appeared in every single new number one book from DC's New 52. The speculation is she might be a part of a bigger crossover storyline that'll happen later on in DC's life. Or, and hopefully this is not the one, or she will be some kind of backdoor for DC in case the New 52 doesn't work. But as of right now, she's just a fun game of Where's Waldo. Anyways, on to the comics now. So the first book I'm going to talk about this week is Green Lantern number 1 by Geoff Johns with art by Doug Mahnke. Now, I was very excited to read this book, but not so much for the more obvious reasons. The obvious reason being Geoff Johns plus Doug Mahnke plus Green Lantern equals, oh my god! I was looking at the monitor, that didn't really look like an excited oh my god. It looked very frightening. But the other reasons I was excited for this comic is the fact that it was going to star Sinestro as a Green Lantern. Unlike the movie, after checking out this Green Lantern related material, I was very pleased. But having said all of this, I do have one complaint. It's not very new reader accessible. In reading this comic, if I was a new reader jumping into this book, I would probably have a lot of questions. But at the same time, I think they were written to the point where they were actually interesting and probably makes you want to check out more and like figure out why all these things happened in the book, but I don't know, it just didn't really seem very new reader friendly to me. Overall, I say pick up this book. It was an absolute treat. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. The next book, Batman and Robin, number 1, written by Peter Tomasi with art by Patrick Gleason. Very excited to see them back, and they did a hell of a job on this comic. But at the same time, I have the same complaint on this book that I did with Green Lantern number 1. But I think this book did a much better job at making the more confusing parts of it more interesting, and probably would make new readers want to check out the rest of the series as well. Overall, this was one heck of a read. Really great job. 5 out of 5. Did I say job? This next book was my favorite book of the week, Demon Knights number 1 by Paul Cornell, by that artist right there. If you like fantasy, dragons, magic, all the awesome things like, from the Dark Ages and castles and all that stuff, this is the comic for you. The appeal of this book to me was seeing one of my favorite characters, the Demon Etrigan, written by Paul Cornell. And he frickin' delivered. This gets a hardcore 5 out of 5 from me. Pick up Demon Knights, you will not be disappointed. But anyways, yes, the last book I got this week, Frankenstein, Agent of Shade number 1 by Jeff Lemire with art by Alberto Ponticelli. Yes, DC Comics has their own version of Frankenstein. Hey, if Marvel can have their own version of Thor and make him be a mainstream frickin' character, then why can't DC have their own version of Frankenstein, huh? Sorry, just flashback to an argument I had a while ago. I'm sorry. Overall, this was a really great read as well. My one problem is that it felt a little too rushed and there wasn't really a lot of character development, but it is a very fun read. I say pick this up. It gets a 4.5 out of 5 from me. And now, here's Connor!
Thank you, Richard. Hello, everybody. Want to see something really cool? You know Robert Kirkman, he is the writer of the Walking Dead series. Recently, he started a new comic series called Super Dinosaur, and I picked up the most recent issue and saw my letter made the first page of the mail section of the back of the book. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can. Yeah, I asked a question about if they ever plan on making it into a TV series or film, and basically he said, yeah, eventually I would like to. I mean, just started out, but eventually he would like to see it. One person did get in front of me though. I wasn't the first question. Stupid Joe Suter, age 36. You're not welcome here, Joe Suter. If you're watching the show, you're not welcome here. Another thing I want to talk to you about, Thor on Blu-ray. Yes, Thor is out on DVD and Blu-ray. I have decided Thor was probably my favorite superhero film of the year, or comic book film of the year. It just nudged out Green Lantern. Just kidding, by the way. And last but not least, I would like to talk to you about Red Lantern. I know I'm a Marvel guy, I'm talking about DC, but just come on. I just feel like not a lot of people are gonna know about it. I just want to talk to you guys about it because it's really good. It's very good. The story and the art, it's really cool. They're not kidding when they're talking about Red Lanterns. This book is very, very red, and it stars villains who are my favorite. Not a lot of series focus squarely on villains, but yeah, it's very cool, and I just feel like, given all the big names like Detective Comics and Action Comics, this is one of the better ones that is not gonna go by as noticed, so please go check it out. Alright, well, hand it back to Richard, and we will see you next week.
Anyways, that's about it for this episode of Comics. But as you know, don't forget to like this video, follow me on Facebook and Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, favorite this video if you want to. We will see you guys next weekend with a brand new episode of Comics!